We'll be getting started in just a little while. Hi and welcome everybody. We'll be getting started in just a minute. Please take a moment to share this live stream on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and anywhere else you can think of. Thanks. Hi and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Courier and I am here to help you build a foundation for YouTube success. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you guys for joining me this evening. Is that set on loop? It might be. Let's just, okay. Yeah, I kind of like that music. Nice little tune to pump you up on a Friday, TGIF. So here's the deal. I'm going to touch base on the issue of demonetization at the beginning of this live stream, just to cover some points. I know it's kind of a hot topic these days, especially with how it's affected some people. So what I'm going to do is just kind of recap what I know about it thus far, and then we can get into Q&A, channel reviews, whatever the case may be, or just chat if none of that is what you're looking to do this evening. So I'm going to do that for the replay. We'll do that real quick, and then we can get into just a general conversation. All right, so let me just bring up, just going to grab, all right. So bear with me just a moment. I'm just going to set that up, and thank you, Creative Queen, on the intro. That's something that, yeah, my first thought on that was that it was a little bit long, so I made some tweaks to it to kind of get it down to a reasonable length. So I have it down to 5 seconds, and I like that version. What I was actually trying to do is I was going to introduce it during this live stream, but Google Drive is not being nice to me tonight, so my attempts, I actually got a revised version from the designer who created it for me, and my goal, I took that, threw it on my phone, shortened it by speeding up the video, and it doesn't seem to want to let me upload it to my phone, which would then allow me to download it to my PC and share it with you guys on this live stream. It's a 5-second video, so it's kind of puzzling why Google Drive keeps balking on it, but an alphabet conspiracy, absolutely. Yeah, it's a grand conspiracy. It's the entire alphabet. I think it might actually be working this time. So if it can, I get to share it with you. But what I'm going to do quick is, like I said, that intro, probably screw it up, but hey, what the heck, it's Friday night. So we will do that real quick, and I think I just successfully did that. So bear with me just a moment, and I will be able to throw that into this demonetization part here real quick, and we can rock and roll, because that's what we'd like to do on a Friday night, because that is much more enjoyable than simply getting stuck here with a disagreeable computer. So there is, yep, we do have my new version. Awesome. So I will be able to grab a copy of that, and then we're going to throw it into OBS real quick, and then, drum roll please, we will be able to throw that up here on the live stream and let you guys check it out. So that is the ultimate goal. You guys can tell me how it looks on the live stream. So basically what I'm going to do that big intro, and I'm going to do just the bit of information I know on the demonetization, and then, like I said, we can rock and roll. So bear with me. I'll probably screw this up a little bit, but hey, what the heck. And here we go. So, have you been affected by YouTube's demonetization? Well, stick around, because we're going to talk about that right now. Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Courier, and I am here to help you build a foundation for YouTube success. So there's been a lot of talk recently about demonetization. There have been a lot of innocent channels that have been negatively impacted by the recent influx of demonetization by the YouTube AI, artificial intelligence. So I wanted to talk about that briefly and let you know what I have discovered thus far, and kind of give you an idea of what you might need to expect for that. So we are actually going to discuss that now, and what I want to do, and gonna have to trim a little bit. All right, so demonetization. So here's what I know thus far. I know that there have absolutely been some channels affected by demonetization, some channels that have been innocent and really didn't have anything that was overly offensive. I know of some kid-specific channels that were actually providing videos on the kid version of YouTube. I know some general vlogs that really didn't have any offensive content that have been affected by the flag, which states that their content is not ad-friendly. So I've taken some notes, and here's what I wanted to share with you. So basically, I do know that there have been some channels affected. What I can tell you is, personally, I have about 208 videos on my personal channels that I've checked out, and none of them have been demonetized. I also checked with another YouTuber who does mobile gaming. He has 276 videos. None of them have been demonetized. So I think the most important thing, the first item that I wanted to share with you in terms of what you should be focused on, is that don't panic. Definitely don't panic with regards to this demonetization. What you can do, if you have not been demonetized, take a look at your keywords and kind of reflect on whether or not any of those may be considered inappropriate or something that advertisers may steer clear of. Just in general, what YouTube has previously stated, anything that is political in nature, even LGBT, anything that is politically driven or otherwise offensive, even if your content is not offensive, but if you're discussing a topic such as racism or whatever the case may be, there certainly is the potential that your video can become demonetized. So that is definitely concerning, especially for channels who deal specifically with that. Now, the other kind of scary thing that small YouTubers have been experiencing is when you receive a demonetization, the message that's provided to you states, and this has been confirmed by a couple of YouTubers, it states that you can choose to dispute the hit on your video, but that they're unable to review any video that has not received at least 1,000 views in the past 7 days. Now, I don't know about you, but for most small YouTubers, they don't have videos that have received 1,000 views in the last 7 days. So that can definitely be disheartening. It can be something for a small YouTuber that is really frightening, because it could potentially kill your channel. So the good news is, I have spoken to some small YouTubers who have received the hit and disputed it, and despite not even having 10,000 views across their entire channel, the demonetization flag did in fact go away. So despite YouTube telling you that they're not even going to check your video until you receive 1,000 views in the past 7 days, I have in fact received specific information that indicates that that's not the case. So what I think might be happening, and if you're familiar with the YouTube algorithm, the YouTube artificial intelligence, etc., you'll know that YouTube often performs tests in the live production environment to see how certain things work. And I think that might be what's happening here, where they're doing some tests and maybe they realized, hey, we're really impacting a lot of channels that shouldn't be demonetized. And for that reason, they might have rolled back some of the effects of that. So I wanted to share that information with you. Don't panic about it. It's certainly something that you should dispute if you encounter it, and then give it a week or two and see what happens. So don't stress in the short term. Don't try to make any changes. Just kind of roll with the punches and move forward, and we'll see where this whole demonetization thing leads us in the short term. So that's all I wanted to cover for now. Just wanted to let you know what I've experienced, what I've talked to small YouTubers and they've experienced, just to give you a little information and kind of relieve some of the stress that a lot of small YouTubers are facing, because we, you know, obviously the way in which the verbiage is provided, it kind of indicates that you're SOL in terms of actually getting your videos monetized. But that's all for now. If you would like to continue to build a foundation for YouTube success, please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and you've clicked that bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. Again, all the time we have for now. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. My name is Dan Courier, and you're watching Creator Fundamentals. Thank you. All right, rock and roll. We are all done with that. We've got the formalities out of the way. I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out the live stream. Hey, Liz for a Day, how are you doing? Snake Eyes, thank you for joining the live stream. Dilly Dally Kids, you finally made it. Thanks. That is awesome that you finally were able to hit one of the live streams. Creative Queen, I already talked to you. Thank you for joining. And of course, Airborne Surfer. So, how's everybody doing on this Friday night? I'm glad I got the opportunity to hang out with you guys tonight. Yeah, what do you guys think about the demonetization? Are you concerned about it? You know, it's always pure pandemonium when something like this happens, but what we've seen time and time again is that YouTube likes to do these little tests and things in the real world environment that kind of gets people paranoid and gets them a little bit freaked out. So, personally, I have not had any videos that have been demonetized. I do actually know a number of YouTubers who have been impacted by it. So I'm interested, have any of you guys actually been demonetized by the current demonetization wave that's been going around? Yeah, see, personally, I have not been affected. Hey, and if you guys can do me a favor, if you can click the like button since you're here, I appreciate that. And also share this on social media. Pop out to any of you who are in the small YouTubers group. Go ahead and share this over there. I already shared it in the Creator Fundamentals group. And see if we can get some more people to hang out with us Friday night. I've never done a live stream on a Friday night, so I don't know what the potential crowd is like. But hey, it's Friday night. Somebody else might be home. Let's kind of hang out and chat about the state of YouTube. That would be excellent. So I'm just going to hop in the chat real quick, see what's going on. Liz for a Day has had 2 videos demonetized. Is that recently, Liz, or is that all time? Because I've certainly had videos in the past on a couple other channels that were demonetized for like copyright. But have you had any videos recently turned to that new yellow icon that states that they're not ad friendly? Those are the kind of videos I'd certainly like to hear about. So, Dan, you actually do videos for YouTube in a way. I'm concerned for the potential to snuff out minority channels. Yeah, Airborne Surfer. See, that's the kind of that's the thing that concerns me. So I don't know. There is. I was actually watching a video earlier today, and it was a it was an interview with these 2 ladies who are called Diamond and Silk. They were actually a channel that was pro-Trump, and their channel was demonetized. Now, they didn't have, and I've actually seen some of their videos. They're not extreme in any way, but they've actually filed a class action lawsuit against YouTube because they feel that they were discriminated against simply because they were Trump supporters. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how that all plays out and whether they get any momentum on that class action suit, because if they can prove that YouTube violated its own terms of service and actually went after them simply because their political views don't match YouTube, then they might actually have a case. We'll have to see how that all plays out. Just taking a look here. So you had a Final Fantasy VII video that was demonetized. Was there any language or anything in it that might have led to that? Or do you know why it happened? Pimp in the title. Pimp, yeah, see there, it's like, the way I look at it, it's 2017, and if they're going to demonetize a video for the word pimp, then I think there's going to be a lot of videos that are in trouble, because there's a lot of people whose entire focus is kind of on that edgy content, so you certainly run the risk of all of those channels being demonetized. And, you know, I was watching a video earlier today, and it was a really good point. Instead of YouTube deciding across the board every single channel they're going to censor, why not allow the individual advertisers to identify either keywords or topics that they want to exclude from their advertising dollars? So instead of YouTube shutting down a bunch of channels and demonetizing them, why don't you provide an interface to the advertiser that lets them streamline exactly what they do and don't want to advertise for? Because granted, maybe a Trump supporter is highly offensive to somebody, but maybe somebody who's pro-Trump wants to advertise on them, or maybe somebody who is you're pro-Hillary or liberal or whatever the case may be. You know, it would seem to me that you would want to absolutely allow that advertising opportunity and let the advertiser decide exactly what they want to do. Journaling, so yeah, pimp. Exact title, journaling ideas for you, pimp out your journal. Now see, that is an excellent case where the artificial intelligence perhaps doesn't understand the context of what you're saying, and to simply grab pimp and decide, oh hey, she's talking about pimps, let's exclude this channel, it's just ridiculous. So hopefully, I mean, the best case scenario here is that the artificial intelligence that YouTube is currently using will either A, learn from its mistakes, or B, the manual human intervention will say, hey, that's not what we really want you to do, and provide some tweaks and additional data to help the AI make smarter choices. All right, so just going to hop in the chat here for a minute. Snake Eyes says, I think it was my title, Final Fantasy VII Part 30, Final Fantasy Friday, which is Final Fantasy VII equals Part 30 Final. So which part of that title did you think was offensive? I don't really see anything. Final Fantasy VII Part 30 doesn't see. Oh, you think that they interpreted the XXX as like porn or something? That would be awful, that they're that it's not really all that bright. Yeah, see, that's the bot reading bad titles. List for a Day says that the bot read it and shut down the video, but it's got to be smarter than that. It can't simply use a single term and, you know, demonetize an entire video because of that. So that's funny though, the XXX. So what about wasn't there a movie called Triple X? Did all the videos about that movie get demonetized? See, that's the problem. That's where we run into problems here. Hey, Doug, thanks for joining. Hey, I just kind of kicked it off, Doug. I did a little intro talking about demonetization. I will release that part as a separate video, like the recent demonetization. Have you actually encountered any of the new and improved demonetization that changes your monetization icon to yellow and states that you're no longer ad friendly? Personally, I have not. We have a couple people in the chat right now that have in fact experienced that. So I'm curious to see, you know, what everybody's experience has been. Prior to this live stream, I kind of reached out to some small YouTubers and tried to get a feel for what that experience was like. And I actually spoke to one, Christy Freya. She actually has kind of a vlogging channel, and she indicated she has about 8,000 views on her entire channel, which means she potentially shouldn't be monetized based on the 10,000 view rules. But in any case, she was monetized. She had a video that got hit and flagged as demonetized, and even though she received the message that said they couldn't review the video until 1,000 views in the past 7 days, she later found that the strike, or whatever their official term for it, had been removed. You know, so there is optimism for the small YouTubers that have been hit by this, that there may be some manual intervention stepping in and saying, hey, that's not what we want the AI to actually do. So we'll kind of see how it unfolds. Basically, what the important thing is for all YouTubers to do, of course, is to be a little bit patient with YouTube and kind of see how it all plays out. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of gaming that has to do with blood and killing, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how they handle that. Are they going to, you know, demonetize half of the gaming industry? It's been an hour. Doug says he spent an hour and a half on a post in one of the groups on Facebook last night on this very subject. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's a hot topic right now. And so, I mean, news on these types of topics on YouTube always seem to come out, you know, hot and heavy, and a lot of small YouTubers who don't really know what's going on kind of jump on them and kind of magnify them. But you know, I've seen kids channels that are posting videos on the YouTube Kid platform that have been demonetized. You know, and I checked out one video, I think it was in the Tube Ritual conversation, where they said they had been demonetized, and the only thing that I could see in their keywords was the word monstrous. That was like the most unusual word in all of their keywords and title and whatnot. So if they're demonetizing videos based on monstrous, that's a little scary, because it could certainly affect a lot of people. So Dan Roberto is live too. Who's Dan Roberto? I'm not familiar with him. That's strange. So far, my takeaway has been to not rely on YouTube for revenue. Yeah, diversification. I mean, for anybody who's interested in actually making money with their channels, diversification is definitely the way to go. I mean, obviously, so Creator Fundamentals is brand new, so I haven't hit the 10,000 view threshold on that. But on my other channel, The Average Dan, I have been monetized on that for quite a while, and I do, in addition to the ad revenue that I receive from YouTube, I also do Amazon Associate, which allows me to do affiliate links. And there are certainly some quarters where the revenue from, whoops, I just beat up my microphone. There's certainly some quarters where the revenue from Amazon, the associate links, has matched what I've made on YouTube. So it fluctuates a lot, but it's certainly another revenue stream, and I would certainly recommend to anybody who intends to make money via YouTube to diversify as much as possible. So that's definitely, oh, Roberto Blake. Oh, was that Dan, Roberto is live? Ah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, Roberto, come on, man. You got to check with me first, because I'm live and you're live. That can kind of, you know, I don't want it to hurt your channel because I'm going live while you're going live. But I love Roberto Blake, man. Roberto Blake he's a great resource because he's very business oriented, and I appreciate that. And that's kind of how I approach YouTube. He has a lot of practical business sense in that situation. So I appreciate you choosing my live stream over Roberto Blake and hanging out with us tonight. So thanks, Doug. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, when I'm not live streaming, I definitely hop into Roberto Blake's live streams. You know, because like I said, he's business oriented, and you know, he talks about how he's never had a viral video, and he's basically just been, I mean, if you've ever looked at the total video count for Roberto Blake, it's just pure hustle. He has like 2,000 videos. So the man has definitely put in his time to get where he is. And it doesn't seem like it was a quick or easy journey for him. So props to Roberto Blake on actually grinding in full force to get what he's accomplished. So he's probably right around 300,000 subscribers right about now. And that man has certainly earned his way there. So. And he is Airborne Surfer in terms of the YouTube hustle, but he also understands that it's not all about YouTube. You really do need to diversify, and you know, you get your affiliate links, you get your YouTube AdSense revenue, and then you kind of branch into some other things. So once you've had some time on YouTube, you understand how everything works. You know, offer classes and those kind of things to people, kind of share your knowledge with others. That's something that I'd like to do in the future, which is kind of share what I've learned with others in either a structured course format or one-on-one kind of in-depth type things. Patreon is also another thing that you can set up. And it's interesting, I was actually watching a YouTube or a live stream the other day for, I think it was TubeBuddy, but it was Brian G. Johnson. And the interesting thing, and it's a great tip for anybody, if you're interested in monetization on YouTube, hey Harley, how you doing, man? Thank you for joining. But if you're interested in monetization, what Brian G. Johnson brought up the other day, which was really interesting and I hadn't considered it, is you can get people to follow you on Patreon without actually having to donate money. So what you're essentially doing is creating an email list outside of YouTube where you can share content, because what happens is if you share one of your YouTube videos in there, every time you share something on the Patreon site, all of the people who follow you get notified. So it's a even better way than the way YouTube does it, which will occasionally notify some of your followers depending on, you know, whatever the case may be. So in addition to that, using Patreon as kind of an email list is an awesome way to do that. And then maybe down the road, if you want to offer course material, everybody's already following you on Patreon, and then you say, hey, you know, if you want to actually become a contributing or a financial supporter, you'll also get access to this training, etc. And that's certainly another potential revenue stream and an email list. So it seems like a win-win. So yeah, well, that's the thing, because being able to do that kind of the Patreon mail list concept is completely free. You don't have to, you know, pay Constant Contact or one of those types of sites to do that for you. And if you're interested, patreon.com/creatorfundamentals. I do have a Patreon account. Don't need you to send any money, but if you head over there and click the follow button, that would be awesome as well. So no, Dilly Dally Kid Stephanie, it does not. So you can actually set up a Patreon account for free. And if you want to, you can actually promote it to just have people follow you. You know, don't create the burden of having them give money to you. But you certainly, yes, the Airborne Surfer. He is my, he's my patron. He's my first patron, and I appreciate that. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, it is Harley. Oh, did Old Geezer hang? I didn't even see. Hey, Old Geezer, how you? Geezer's Gaming, dude. I love this guy. I've hopped into some of his live stream. He does video game live streams, and I appreciate the love he gives to Creator Fundamentals. It's absolutely awesome. So if you guys are interested in gaming, you know, they are entertaining. He does them on a fairly regular basis. I'm not sure if it's daily or not, but definitely check out Old Geezer's Gaming. I love it. Every time I jump on his live streams, he's super welcoming, and you know, he definitely promotes Creator Fundamentals, and I absolutely appreciate that. So thanks to Old Geezer's Gaming. And yeah, as I was saying, Harley, yeah, Brian G. Johnson mentioned it on a TubeBuddy live stream, and it's a great idea. It's something that I didn't even know that Patreon allowed you to do. I didn't think there was a follow option on Patreon. So excellent, Old Geezer Gaming. Definitely doing good tonight. It's a Friday night. Got the weekend ahead of me. Actually have a family reunion coming up tomorrow, so that should be a good time, an excuse to sit out in the sun and drink beer, so that we'll get that going. But yeah, if you're into gaming, check out Old Geezer's Gaming. Yeah, it's you know, don't tell my you know, day job this, but I actually, you know, I'll pop it up at work or whatever the case may be, and just kind of hang out and watch Old Geezer's Gaming kill people in whatever game he's playing at the time. But it's a good time. So yeah, definitely, that's exactly what I'll be doing at my family reunion, is beer and horseshoes. So we actually have my family reunion does a horseshoe tournament every year. Interesting that you say that. Yeah, I'm not a I don't mind the beer. IPAs are my favorite, but yeah, Dilly Dally Kid says, oh, awesome, I'll look into it. Definitely check into the Patreon. And like I said, if you haven't followed on Patreon, patreon.com/creatorfundamentals, go over there, click the follow button. I don't need any money right now, but if you follow that, sometime in the future, probably after 1,000 subs, we'll probably start doing actual courses on there, and you know, give some additional opportunities, some more in-depth you know, opportunities to build and grow and that kind of thing. So you know, it's interesting. I love horseshoes too, and my family has been doing this for so many years. We've actually kind of developed our own rules for horseshoes. instead of like a 3-point and a 1-point, we actually do 5 points for ringers, 3 points for leaners, and 1 point, you know, for closest two, and then we top ringers and blah blah blah. So if you've never done horseshoes, but yeah, we actually do that probably because the family wasn't all that good at horseshoes and we wanted the games to go faster. But all right, just hopping in the chat here to check out what's going on, trying to follow. I don't like to plug in my channel. You mean plug your channel? Yeah, I'm just reading the chat, trying to follow the conversations, but did you take a break from YouTube there, Liz, for a day? Yeah, I originally intended to do, I was going to do, when I hit 200 subscribers, I did a live stream at the beginning of August, and I'm doing the 30-day tube ritual challenge in August with creative fundamentals to grow this channel and kind of take it to the next level. And I was originally going to try to do these every Saturday, but life kind of gets in the way on Saturday. Saturdays are kind of tough, so I didn't get to do one last Saturday, and I was going to try to do one midweek, but I was able to squeeze one in here Friday night, and I love hanging out with you guys, so I definitely wanted to get this one in. Yeah, Snake Eyes, it's always kind of, yeah, it's definitely taboo to jump in a live stream and kind of be, hey, dude, check my channel. But you know what? I am doing channel reviews at the end of this. So if you're interested in the channel review and you want all of us to check out your channel, I will absolutely take a look and share it with everybody. Of course, you did remind me to do channel reviews. It might be a slight delay because I got to set up OBS because I am now on my new PC. I finally broke down, had the other one for 5 years, went out and bought a... it's a Dell XPS Special Edition, you know, kind of souped up with everything I needed, and I had to reinstall OBS. So there's a good chance I might need to set up a scene real quick, but that won't take too long. So do you guys use OBS? Have any of you guys done live streams? And when you do live streams, exactly how do you do it? Do you think a tutorial on OBS might be something I should do on Creative Fundamentals so you guys can kind of get the lay of the land on how it works? All right, so Harley's asking, what kind of hardware are you using for the live stream? Excuse me. I tried putting up my laptop, and OBS said it would only support 850 by 420. That's a little bit weird. So this machine that I'm running now is, well, I will actually, I will read you right from the system information here. So this machine that I am on now, which is my new Dell XPS Tower, it is an i7 7700K 4.2 gig 4-core processor, 16 gigs of RAM. It has a 500 gig solid state drive, and then 2 terabytes additional drives. And then it has like a 6 gig video card. So it was a little bit of a puckering experience to purchase it because it was a little pricey, but you know, of course YouTube is just gonna give it back to me tenfold because, you know, that's how the world works. Hey Stuart. I think if you did a tutorial info vid on free stuff, period, would be awesome, especially that YouTube is axing their own inbuilt software. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of free ways you can do stuff. OBS is definitely a free option. Also, the new software that I'm trying to work on and kind of get a feel for is DaVinci Resolve. That is also free software, and it's professional level software. I actually have one of my subscribers, DJ Trom, don't want to screw it up. I think it is Tromedia. I just don't want to butcher his channel name here. I'm just going to look it up real quick. And I think is the channel called Tro Media? Yeah. So I think his name is DJ Carmen, and he has a channel called Tro Media. He is actually the person who kind of clued me in on DaVinci Resolve, and it looks like a really cool software. It's, you know, kind of high tech. There's a lot of stuff to work on, but it's completely free. So it's definitely high level software that'll let you do pretty much anything you want to do, as long as you're willing to take the time to learn it. And what I did is I reached out to him and asked him if he wanted to do a video on creative fundamentals to keep people kind of a heads up on how DaVinci Resolve works. So he was a little bit busy in August. We'll see towards the end of August or maybe early September if I can get him to do a video for you guys and kind of give you the lay of the land on DaVinci Resolve. But that's an absolutely free product. Definitely recommend that, and something that you can use to, you know, kind of take your editing to the next level. So let me just gonna hop in the chat real quick, see what everybody's talking about. Is new Airborne Surfer hit film, is that a free software? Yeah, Stuart, DaVinci is pretty cool. Stuart's using Lightworks. Stephanie at Dilly Dally Kids, I have actually used it a little bit. And well, so what happened was I used 14 for like a hot minute on my old machine, and then when I went to install the newest version, which is 14 on my new machine, it kept crashing. So I actually had to revert to DaVinci Resolve 12.5, and I started to use it. I think I've done a video on it, kind of getting the lay of the land on that, but otherwise I'm still kind of getting you know, familiar with how it works. But it's definitely cool. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. It has all of your typical editing features, plus it has a lot of color, what do they call it? Well, it just says color in the app itself, but kind of color correction. It has that built in, so that's pretty cool. So if you haven't clicked the thumbs up yet on this video, I appreciate it if you do that. I will take all of the engagement that I can. And if you haven't shared this, go ahead and share the live stream on social. Maybe we can get a few more people in here to hang out with us. So, all right, hopping into the chat again. Hit film is free, pro level on par with FCXP. I'll have to check that out. Old Geezers Gaming, same here. I stream through PS4. Computer's a little too slow for OBS. PlayStation. I think it's cool that the consoles allow you guys to do live stream videos. That's awesome. And Airborne Surfer says I have a Aver Media Capture doohickey that I'm going to hook up to the NES at some point. Yeah, are you live streaming yet, Dilly Dally Kids? Thank you, Old Geezers Gaming. I appreciate it. And Snake Eyes is just on the PS4. So, yeah, see, I don't have a PS4. I currently have... What the heck do we have now? I have a Nintendo Wii and an Xbox One. We seem to rotate through the different devices. But at the time, I kind of thought I have a 7-year-old and an 11-year-old. And the Xbox One just seemed like the better way to go. But who knows if that was the right choice or not. Channel.
Hi everybody, my name is Snake Eyes BP 1980 on the PlayStation.
Well, that is interesting. So Snake Eyes, what is your channel about? Just checking it out here because I'm interested in the channels that do the PS4 streaming. And so let's play on PS4. So how is everybody's channel doing? How has August been for you thus far? We're just past the halfway point. Have you guys been experiencing growth? Have you made any changes in August that you've noticed any improvement from? So what is the significance of the baseball in the mouth of the snake on your channel art? It almost looks like a baseball team mascot. Yeah, sure, Creative Queen. I will check out your channel. Here, let's see here. And go to channel. Cool. All right, so let me talk amongst yourselves for a moment, and I will set your channel up in OBS to make sure that everybody can take a look here. Channel review. We will throw that in there. And let's see here. Make sure there aren't any auto videos. Okay. We are going to pop this in to OBS. And we will do window capture and review. So if you're not currently using OBS, it's really a cool product. The one challenge is, for whatever reason, OBS seems to have issues with showing windows from Google Chrome and apparently Edge, Microsoft Edge, because the only browser that I seem to be able to capture a window from is actually Firefox. And interestingly enough, I don't have Firefox on the new machine, so I'm going to see how quickly I can actually install Firefox without breaking anything. So I'm going to install that quick while we're doing that, and hopefully I can pop that up and bring up Creative Queen's channel and we can take a look at it together. The install looks like it's going pretty fast, so hopefully that will not take too long. So that's one of the benefits of having the solid state drive on the operating system. Definitely helps out the speed at which things perform. So all right, and don't import anything. I think we have Firefox installed, and we do. And now we can pop in Creative Queen's channel, and then, oh, gotta stop the video though. Shh, there we go. All right, so now we are going to throw that into OBS, and we should be able to all take a look together. And we will cancel that. Almost there. Properties, and we will select looking for the Firefox option to find the window. Oh, there it is. Excellent. All right, so I think we're good on that. So what we can do here is take a look at Queen Bee's channel and chat about it. Skylanders, yeah, I think we have Skylanders on Xbox One. And Creative Queen started on June 21st, so we are approaching her 2-month anniversary. Vision there for some quick fix and cooking. I will check you guys out, Dilly Dally Kids, right after Creative Queen's channel. And then we'll take a look at Airborne Surfer. All right, cool. So we will, all right, let's hop over and do Creative Queen first. And make sure I got OBS set up here real quick. Looks good. Hang on one second. Hold the phone. Almost there. And transition. All right, so let's take a look at what Creative Queen has going on here. So Creative Queen X, budget-friendly DIYs, home decor, life hacks. Like, share, comment, subscribe. New videos between 1 to 2 weeks for kids and adults. Alrighty. So the one thing I would say to you, Creative Queen, is although your channel art is very informative, it's a little wordy. So you might, the like, share, comment, subscribe stuff, I would probably get rid of. And the new video, I would find a different way to state. It sounds like you are maybe doing videos every 2 weeks, occasionally every week. I would find a better way to do that. Maybe something like either say new videos weekly or new videos semi-weekly, something like that, instead of the ambiguity of 1 to 2 weeks. I might change that. So and it's a personal preference. The double pipes that you have between your budget friendly and your home decor are kind of confusing to the eye a little bit, so I might consider removing those. I assume you did it so people didn't confuse them with eyes. Maybe do something like a bullet point, you know, like just a black circle or a white circle or whatever the case may be. And let's take a look at your actual, here, we'll click the old subscribe button. I'm surprised I'm not actually subscribed here. So here, let's do this real quick while I am setting up the new browser. And I'm just going to log in while you aren't looking at my super secret password. Not that you can see what I'm typing, but you know, what the heck. But you can see how many times I type my password wrong, because apparently typing the thing in 1,000 times a day doesn't help me type it correctly every time. So I can pretend I did it right on the first time, and you can believe me, because that's exactly what just happened. And then we will go in here and hit OK. Almost there. All right, so yeah, okay, I am subscribed. And back to the channel. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so what to watch next. All right, and so here's a couple things that stand out to me. It looks like you spend some time on your thumbnails. Let's see what you got for videos here. Okay, so we've got... So, first of all, if you're somebody who appears in your videos on a regular basis, I would try to include your face on your thumbnails all the time. What you want to do is you want to find a way to tie in your channel art up here, along with your icon, or your icon image here, and your thumbnails, so people can recognize your content. So you want to find some way to tie those all together. A lot of the times what happens with a new channel is, you may have heard people talk about suggested videos. So if you click on a video like this and you're watching it, you get a bunch of suggested videos on the right. Now, if somebody is into the video that they're watching and they say, hey, I would like to see more stuff from Creative Queen, you want them to be able to quickly see the videos on the right hand side that are your channel. See, I see you have this one up here, but there's nothing that really says, hey, that's one of your videos. So the reason that you want all of your thumbnails and your header to be kind of related to each other and cohesive is so you can drive more traffic to your channel, and people can easily find your videos when looking at them, via thumbnail. Because yes, you can see that you have your name right here, but the reality is that their attention spans aren't really that long. So it's going to be a quick hit. Hey, look at this. Oh, is this your video or not? Kind of thing. Or, hey, I like this. Let me see where else I can see your videos real quick. So that's the reason that you want everything to match enough that people know it's you who's doing it. So that would be the recommendation here. The other thing is, as you continue to create more videos, you have no playlists. So you want to, as you create more videos, you want to create playlists. You want to organize them in such a way that you add each playlist as a horizontal display, which is kind of how uploads is done. But as you get more videos, you'll be able to do playlist here, you know, and kind of spread out all your content so people can see all your thumbnails and see what's going on and see the videos they want to see, and go from there. The other thing, which I can't really see here because I'm subscribed, but let's see here. If you have an intro video, if you do not yet have an intro video, you want to create an intro video, which basically gets right to the point of explaining why people would want to subscribe to your channel. Because this is basically the case for everybody on YouTube. The most common place that people subscribe to your channel is on your homepage. So they may see a video of yours that they like, but before they actually subscribe, they almost always come to your channel page, and it's like 10 to 1. So you want to make sure when they come to your channel page, they're compelled to click this subscribe button right here, because that's where most of your subscribers are coming from. So you want to make sure you have an intro that explains who you are, what you are doing, and why people should subscribe to you. So that would be my suggestions there. And what do you got in the about section? Welcome to my kingdom. Do something with community myself in some way. Arts and crafts right now. Yeah, I mean, I would probably start your description with exactly what you offer on your channel, because I know there are areas where people kind of get a like a mouse over or hover over synopsis of what your channel is about, which is probably going to be the first few lines. So you want to make sure that that's clear right in the beginning. So that is what I would suggest there. And again, get all these to be cohesive and match. Get everything to tie together. Get your playlist going as you develop more. Get the beginning of your about section going, and you should be good. So let's us transition back. I hope, hey look, my name is Dan Courier, in case anybody was wondering. All right, so let's hop back over. We'll check out the comments. The intro video in this, the intro video here is simply to you just make a video that explains what your channel is about. And then if you go into, when you're on your main channel page, in the upper right hand corner, there'll be a little gear that you can click on. And you want to make sure that the button to enable customization of your channel page is toggled on. And then once you've done that, there'll be an option to actually assign one of your videos as the introduction to your channel. So you just make a regular old video, you upload it like you normally would, and then you go to your main page and you select it as your intro video. And what it actually does is it runs its course, and at the end of it, it actually pops up another subscribe button. Yeah, Airborne Surfer says put your face on the right hand side. That's definitely something that you want to do. So the timestamp that gets displayed on your thumbnail, it overlaps some of your thumbnail, so you want to make sure that you don't have any text on that side that's going to be covered up by that. When you're on a mobile device, that timestamp is bigger. So you definitely want to avoid putting any text that can be impacted in the lower right hand corner of your thumbnail. So ideally what you want to do is include your face on the thumbnail, put the face on the right, the text on the left, and you should be pretty good to go in terms of making sure that that stuff doesn't get overwritten. So Yeah, when I was talking about intro, I definitely mean channel trailer, not the intro in a video. So if that wasn't, that might have been a little ambiguous the way I was using the wording, but channel trailer is what I actually mean. It actually allows you to select the channel trailer, as opposed to an intro, which is kind of just a little blurb in the beginning of your videos. But channel trailer is what I was actually referring to. So hopping in the chat real quick. Technology thesaurus. Cool, Creative Queen. Yeah, I mean, I think that stuff will definitely help you. And, you know, that it's just the little things that can kind of help you propel yourself to the next level. So, what are, okay, so I know Airborne Surfer, there was something. All right, before Airborne Surfer, oh, it was, all right, hang on one second. We're going to do, bear with me just a moment. I'm going to pull up a different channel. All right, so the next channel we're going to look at is Dilly Dally Kids. I believe this is like a family vlogging channel, so we're going to check that out here. Dilly Dally Kids, family, fun, and kid friendly. All right, so taking a look here. One thing to consider is, well, I guess that works. That works. It's good that you're taking your icon and you're bringing it into your thumbnail so people can look at your videos quick and understand exactly what the deal is. And then I'm just looking. Yeah, you pretty much have it in all of your thumbnails, so that's great, so people can find it. I assume you let's see, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months. There's a couple videos where it's kind of obscured by the background, so whenever possible I would try to keep it consistent inside this little yellow circle that you're doing. That's a great way to keep it you know, brand oriented so people know it's you. And let's see what we got for playlists. Playlist, that is good. And make sure that, so I would probably, I might move your uploads out of the top spot and, you know, maybe start with popular uploads, and then I would create something, a playlist maybe with all your videos, but not the actual upload one. You know, call it something. The other thing you want to do is you want to actually add descriptions to your playlists and let people know exactly what to expect within the playlist, because your description is going to appear right below this. And playlists do show up in searches on YouTube just like videos do. So the more information you can add exactly what people can expect within the playlist is going to be helpful to you. So I would definitely recommend that you do that. And take a look in your About section. Family of 4, 2 kids. So yeah, it's basically a vlogging channel. You give a good idea of what it is you guys are doing. Got your social media up in here, which is good. Okay, kids. The one thing you might want to consider doing is actually changing these to links to all your social media, just so people can actually click on them and get there. But it's but yeah, you definitely have the good branding working. People can tell what is going on. So I like the yellow around your logo. I mean, something to consider, perhaps maybe, is if you made the outside ring of your icon yellow to kind of match all these. But it looks like, I don't know if this is a more recent thing that you're doing, because I do see the old logo, or it almost seems like maybe you started doing this forward. So it might not be a bad idea to maybe change this outside circle to yellow, if that's the way you're going to do it from now on. It's a little thing, but you know, it can certainly help. So, but yeah, it looks pretty good. I want to do a quick search here, and yeah, I'm assuming the older videos that I see, like intro and like this one, the ones that are actually missing your logo just might be older videos. At some point you may want to consider going back and actually updating the thumbnails. What I actually did on, you know, my older channel was I sorted all my videos by most popular, and then over time I kind of pop in and update the thumbnails going backwards. You know, so the stuff that gets seen the most often kind of matches the theme that I'm going with. But yeah, overall it looks pretty good. You seem to be on a good path. You have, I mean, if I had to give any type of feedback on your channel, you know, you tell that it's, you know, family fun and kid friendly, but you don't really tell what kind of content is family fun and kid friendly. But you know, that's something that you could consider, you know, if it's vlogging or whatever the case may be, or if you went in here and did, you know, some variation of this right here that actually tells people what exactly you're doing. But otherwise, yeah, it looks like you're on a good path. So I'm trying to, there you go, get back to that. But yeah, other than that, I think you are pretty good to go. Oh, the one thing I did want to double check, but I think I kind of already know the answer to this. Newest. It seems like you have a fairly regular upload schedule, so that's cool. But yeah, so far so good. Just keep it up and keep the consistency up. Keep putting out videos when people expect them, and you shall do well. All right. So Harley, like I said, what I did, yeah, the popularity thing is helpful, and I'm just hopping back in the chat here to see what everybody's talking about. That's the way I did it, because the way I figure you might as well try to do the videos that are most likely to pop up. You get your popular videos, you want them to, and again, as I mentioned before, with the suggested videos on the right hand side of the screen, you want to make sure if somebody's watching one of your videos and one of your other videos is suggested, and these people are digging your content and want to see more of it, that they can quickly see which of those videos on the sidebar are yours. So that's why I would suggest upgrading them to kind of match the theme, and why I would also target the ones that have been popular, because those are probably the ones that are getting shown and suggested more often. So okay, and all right, so Snake Eyes, you said you wanted to check yours last. I'm going to take a peek at Airborne Surfer and his about section, and then we will we'll check out your channel. Give me just a moment here. Alrighty, Airborne Surfer, and we definitely checked out his channel in the past. He mentioned his about section. I'm having trouble understanding that word. Adventitious? That... I don't think I've ever quite seen that provided. Arising or occurring sporadically or in other usual location associated with something by chance. I can't tell you that I'm familiar with that word. Not adventurous. Adventitious. Adventitious. Associated with something by chance rather than an integral part. Extrinsic. Okay. Here at Airborne Surfer, we pride ourselves on producing the finest in quality content for the discerning geek. Think of this channel as the Discovery Channel or the Learning Channel back when you would actually see cool stuff and before they were destroyed by the scourge of reality television that has been plaguing popular culture since the first castaway was voted off Survivor Island. At Airborne Surfer, you can expect videos touring you through various buildings and repair projects, teardowns and vintage restorations, presenting them in casual and informative how-to format that allow you to discover what makes your gadgets tick. Home of the Freeway Forum, a weekly live free-form discussion, various topics in popular culture, Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific. So, I want to adventitious. Adventitious. That is an interesting word, Airborne Surfer. You know, one of the things that I've always kind of wanted to do is voiceovers. If anybody would like me to do a voiceover for their channel, let me know. It's always better, Airborne Surfer, when somebody else speaks your words. That just kind of adds a little extra to it, so. I would just have to nail the proper pronunciation of that word so I didn't completely blow it. But yeah, I mean, that is, it definitely. So here's the one thing that I would say about your channel is that you provide the description of that word, a word that I don't think I've ever heard of before. But then, having set the stage for that word, you don't actually use it in your description. So if I was going to say, if I was going to give somebody a little 411 on a word and kind of prepare them for what was about to come, which is actually using that word in my description, so at the point that they arrived upon it, they would know what it meant. And I see the definition here, but I don't see that you ever actually arrive at that word to the point where you have provided value at why you chose to define it in the beginning. So that would be my one piece of feedback. This is great if this is something that you want to kind of focus on. You've basically said, hey, here's a little knowledge about what this means, and then so when you arrive at this word in my description, it's not a mystery to you. But I don't see it anywhere. So that would be my one piece of feedback on that. Yes, definitely use it in context. So you kind of set the platform to use it, and then you never used it. So I would definitely kind of do that. And let's do this, and we will transition back. What do you think of that lower third? All right, so. All right. That's the best way to use definitions, copy and pasted from the... All right, so where is Snake Eyes? We're going to take a look at your channel, buddy, here in just a minute. And give me a moment to pop that up in here. Oh, come on. Head in there. Anybody got any big plans for the weekend? You're going to be doing... Oh, stop it. All right. All right. We are almost there. I'll check this. Most popular. And about... All right, and we will, oh, shh, silence. All right, here we go. We are taking a look at Snake Eyes channel, the official channel of Snake Eyes BP 1980. All right. So I'm definitely interested in knowing what the, so here's the deal. When I look at your channel and I look at that, channel art, I think you're a baseball team because it strikes me as like a minor league baseball team's logo. And then it says Snake Eyes BP, and of course my brain goes to batting practice 1980. So, but I see you doing, let's see, do you have playlists? Hey, liked videos. I like that video right there. That's good. All right, so Kjpargeter Tales. So the one thing that stands out to me is that your channel has a baseball in the logo, but I see no content that has anything to do with a baseball. So that is kind of a mystery to me. Click the subscribe button. And let's take a look here. Okay, so you kind of had your... The works, no games, 1980. So I mean that's my first impression. Obviously I'm a baseball fan, so when I first see that I'm like, oh, this looks like a baseball team, let's check out what the content's about. So that might be a little confusing. What I would actually consider doing if you wanted to keep that logo would be to provide some type of tagline in this area down here or somewhere that explains what your channel does. Like, it's the official channel of Snake Eyes BP 1980, but the new visitor to your channel has no idea what your channel's about and would probably be led down the wrong path by the logo with the baseball in it. Because looking at this, I would never draw the conclusion that your channel was about gaming based on your channel art. So that's something to consider. Something either add to it or change your logo or whatever the case may be, so people get an understanding of what you are doing. But I do see that you have 1,300 subscribers on about 60,000 views, which seems pretty high. So provided all of those are organic, that's a pretty good number. And then take a look here. And again, there's a lot of repetition in terms of the common things that people can work on their channels. I do like the fact that you have all all of your playlists spread out. I would consider getting the upload section out of here and just doing these vertical or horizontal playlists. Kind of get those spread out and up there, rather than this chunk of uploads. The other thing, of course, is your thumbnails. You want to make sure that your thumbnails, you know, have that cohesive branding on them, such that people can look at any given one and understand that it's from your channel. So looking, these are a little bit all over the place in terms of their design. But I mean, I do see in some cases you kind of have a style going here. I would just kind of maybe throw your icon in the corner or whatever the case may be, so people can see that they are in fact your channel. And again, as I mentioned before, and I'll mention over and over again, those suggested videos that pop up on the right, which are a major source of traffic for you personally and driving people to more of your videos, you definitely want people to recognize that the videos on the right are your videos. So that's what I would say about that. About section, taking a peek. Let's play on PS4, tells what you do, cooking videos. Now, just in terms of growth, that you could potentially experience problems or a little bit of a slowed growth by having the variation in your focus. So if you are, people have subscribed to you for Let's Play on PS4 and they see you posting a bunch of cooking videos, it may prompt them to unsubscribe. But doesn't mean your channel can't grow, but it'll probably grow, or it could potentially grow slower than a channel that is focused completely on a given niche. But if you're doing the occasional cooking video, probably not a big deal. But if you you do like 5 of them in a row and people aren't getting their gaming videos, that could certainly be an issue. And take a look. But yeah, I would definitely work on a way to kind of make all your thumbnails cohesive. You got your playlists good. As I mentioned before, make sure you get descriptions in your playlists so people know what to expect within them. I mean, some of them, obviously, these are Final Fantasy games, so, but try to get something in the description, kind of expand upon that a little bit as much as you can, because that'll help you, get those playlists ranked in search. So that is what I would suggest for you. And we are going to transition out of that. So, hi, John the Boss. Thank you for joining. Tyvan TV, thank you for checking out the live stream. I appreciate it. Just hopping in the chat here really quickly. Appreciate you guys stopping by to check out the live stream. And no games. Airborne Surfer says replace baseball with a 6-axis, which I have no idea what that is. And looking for that. So you said you were looking for a controller. Did you have somebody else do the design for you, or where did you get? How'd you do your channel art? Snake Eyes. I think surfing or baseball or both. Oh yeah, because of the what looks like waves in the background. Again, John the Boss, thanks for hanging out and stopping by. Tyvan's taking a break from gaming. Yeah, so I mean, if you are unable to change your channel art in the short term, I would definitely, you can take your channel art and a couple different ways. You can take if you have the original channel art, you can pop it into something like canva.com and try to add a tagline at the bottom that explains what your channel is, gaming and cooking or whatever the case may be, just to get you a little information on there so it's not misleading. And pop it in there, add the text, export it out, and you're good to go without having to change it. Long term, you might want to consider getting a logo that kind of more ties closely. I mean, it would be totally spot on if your gaming was sports related, but the fact that you're just doing general gaming, Final Fantasy and those kind of games with no relation to baseball, I would probably look long term to get rid of the baseball in the mouth of the snake. So. Did you use a service like Fiverr.com or one of those? Yeah, definitely. If you're just stopping in, definitely click that like button. I absolutely appreciate it. I will take all the thumbs up I can get. Just did a review on a bunch of channels. If anybody else wants me to check out their channel, let me know. So Snake Eyes, someone you know, or... Gotcha. So can you guys see my new icon? What do you think of the new gear icon? I actually made some changes to that. New thumb. Here, let's take a look here. Airborne Surfer, new thumb. It's interesting because I put a little money into getting some new artwork for Creator Fundamentals, and then I kind of changed the color scheme on Creator Fundamentals. So there may be some time where some of the graphics in my videos are slightly different than my new color scheme, because that's just the way it's going to roll. But all right, so videos, latest video. So here, hang on, let's see here. And this is, I made nice, Matthew. All right, so we want to look at the latest thumbnail. You know, and now you said that, so I feel bad about what I'm about to say. All right, but let's transition over that and take a look. So if you are talking about this as the latest thumbnail, and we will just verify by hopping in the chat. I made a new thumb for the last, last freeway form. Yeah. So, all right, good. So I like the thumbnail. The one thing I would say, or the one thing you want to avoid, is putting this in the lower right hand corner, because as you can see, it's obscured by the timestamp. So maybe in this particular design, is that Picard and Kirk? Is that what I'm looking at? Oh yeah, who is the best Star Trek captain? So you got Picard and Kirk in the background. So maybe even put your logo right between them or something to that effect, so it's not being blocked by this. Because what happens is this timestamp gets even bigger, so it actually takes up like a third of the bottom. So you're looking at this whole area in here, and then you can't quite see the beauty of your Freeway Forums logo. So that would be my suggestion on that. But otherwise, yeah, it looks good. It's I don't know what you're using for editing, but if you have the ability, I might even add a white silhouette around the guys to kind of make them stand out a little bit more, only because Picard's wearing his, you know, trademark red outfit there, I think, and it kind of blends into the background a little bit. But you definitely get a feel for what you're going to talk about. So hopefully that wasn't painful. Wasn't too painful. But I can't tell you the number of times that I spent in live streams with people tearing apart my work. But those were some of the most helpful live streams, because it motivated me to improve and understand not only what things needed to be improved, but why. And I've certainly tried to apply those things on the Creator Fundamentals site. You're offline, this might take some time. John the Boss, my channel is in a sorry state. This channel of mine was going to be my throwaway channel, but it had some unintended success. Haven't even thought of a background graphic for it. What should I do? Let's take a look at John's channel, and we can see. All right, give me just a moment. All right. All right, so the first noticeable thing on this channel is there's nothing on your home page. So I would definitely get something going on your home page. I see uploads. For whatever reason, you don't even have uploads on your home page. Playlists, no playlist. All right, so definitely some immediate quick things you can do, one of which of course is get some channel art. Has there any indication about what my silly channel where I shall post silly videos of a random sort? Okay, come up with some type of channel art. Definitely create some playlists. Let's take a look at the videos that you have. Pranking the Scammer, Defending Braveheart's Honor with a Violin Cover, Medal of Honor in my house. All right, so I would come up with some playlists. Kind of got some variety going on here. It looks like you have some humor related stuff. If these are all humor, at the very least create a single playlist. Give it a name, give it a description, and get that listed on your main homepage. As you continue to make more videos, you know, try to create some playlists. And if you're thinking about how to make videos, one of the ways that you can actually plan videos is through playlists. And what I mean by that is, say you have some comedy videos, you create a comedy playlist. You know, maybe you also do reaction videos, so you create a reaction playlist. And what you can actually do is kind of go through your playlists and decide which topic to do next. So maybe you did a comedy channel, you can come back and say, okay, what's my other playlist? You know, let's do a reaction video, and kind of use your playlists to guide what kind of content you do next, so you fill up your playlists as you move along. So that's certainly something that you can do. If you can, I would try to get a little deeper into exactly what people might find on your channel. You know, and you can, if you're just going to do general variety channels, you can kind of make the channel about you. And like I've said to everybody else, the thumbnails, you want all your thumbnails to match. You actually want these just look like screen. Well, this is an actual thumbnail, but if you're going to do something like this, I would consider doing like black bars behind your text so people can actually read it. Because what happens is when you take a light colored text and it transitions between dark objects and light objects, some of it gets obscured and you can't really read it. So the focus there, you could actually put like a little black bar behind your text so people can actually see what it's saying. And then I would come up with whatever type of channel art you come up with here. I would tie that into your thumbnails so people know it's your content, and it'll help you get some more views. All right, heading back into the chat. And Dilly Dally Kids heading out. Thanks, Stephanie, for stopping by. Appreciate it. And John the Boss is George Bob TV, your channel 2. Right off the bat, your banner is unreadable on the phone. You should mess around with it until you see it on mobile PC. Good advice. A lot of people do check out stuff on mobile. In some cases, it's the majority of your viewers are on mobile. So you definitely want to hop into mobile and see how your art is received there. So thanks for stopping by, Stephanie. You probably already left, but in case you didn't, I appreciate you stopping by. You finally caught a live stream. Very cool. And Airborne George Bob TV is my main channel. All right, so I think we have covered all of the live or all of the channel reviews. If anybody else wanted to check out anything else while we're on the live stream, let me know. Otherwise, I think we can probably call it a wrap for tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this Friday night, and I think that, let's see, just want to jump in the chat. I see some activity. When you said set your banner, I'll give you an example of what it looks like on all platforms. Yeah, the example, they're kind of hard to see. Old Geezer Gaming said that when you set your banner, it'll give you an example of what it looks like on all platforms. It's a little difficult to see, so I would still, once you get it kind of focused in and cropped properly for your PC browser, I would definitely still use an app to go in and see how it looks, because it doesn't always seem to be exactly perfect based on those previews. But the previews are there and it will show you what to expect on them. But I would definitely also head into the actual app and see what you're getting. All right, if anybody has any more questions, now would be the awesome time to ask them. If you haven't clicked the thumbs up yet, please click the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. But otherwise, I think we can call it a wrap on this Friday night. And I can go get some beauty sleep for my family reunion tomorrow. So I will give the chat just a moment to kind of catch up, because it's a little bit of a lag. And otherwise, we shall call it a night, and I will see you guys down the road. I have an iPhone, Airborne Surfer, but I'm not sure that you could use it for dev. But if you ever have a thumbnail or anything else you want me to check out on the iPhone, I have the iPhone 7 Plus. I'm happy to do that and send you screen prints. So if that's something you need help with, just let me know. Thanks, man. Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. It was a good time. All right, so I think that is it. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys later. That's all the time we have for tonight. My name is Dan Courier, and you're watching Creator Fundamentals. Good night, guys.